everybody. We're here, we're live in a brand new Poker Live podcast. I'm Jim Bingram, aka New York Jimmy, and today we have a special guest from all across the ocean, from Germany, poker god himself, Mr. GTO, Abel Von Schmutz. Correct me if I said it wrong, man.
It's Abel von Schmutz, but I'm kind of used to that. Traveling the world, a lot of people kind of pronounce it wrong, but it's okay, it's fine.
All right, I did my best. And yeah, well, thanks for being here, for taking some time out of your very busy schedule, and yeah,
It's a real honor to be here, Jimmy. Thank you for inviting me.
yeah, thanks. So you were talking about a lot about other players in the circuit before we started to record this. Maybe you want to say more? What do you think about American regs, or other European players besides your German crew?
As you usually say, Jimmy is like a bang bang, but I don't want to offend anyone. But to be completely honest, that's how I see things. Our German crew right now is like the best in the world by far, and other guys deviate so much from the game theory optimal strategies that they're not even close. So that's just how I see things. That's pretty obvious, actually, if you see things from like mathematical or game understanding standpoint.
But players like Phil Hellmuth or Daniel Negreanu, they say that they get a lot of information from live reads, from how players act, like uh, reading patterns, how fast they act, and stuff like that. What do you think about that? Is there any merit of what they are saying?
Guys like Phil Hellmuth is such a joke, to be honest. Like Daniel Negreanu wouldn't even be playing these high roller tournaments anymore if not for the PokerStars contract. So these guys, they are not mathematically sound. They are not playing the best strategy possible. So all these live reads, as they call, it's such a bullshit because okay, so they think they saw something, someone blinked their eyes, and they make a call, and now they win a hand because the guy was bluffing. But actually, if you calculate, if you solve the hand with PO Solver, you could see that that is minus 2 BB in the long run, or it's not a profitable strategy for the tournament. So yeah, I think it's a complete bullshit and it's not good.
So you must be pretty happy when you see them playing these high rollers regularly, when you get them on your table.
I would play them every day for the rest of my life. If you can't find the Phil Hellmuth at your table, you are the Phil Hellmuth of the table. So that's how I see it.
Bang, 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 right here. All right. And you're mentioning all these guys from your German crew, but there none of why are none of these guys in the top 25 money list in tournaments? Like, if they are the best in the world, maybe they should be there. I would guess.
Uh, all these lists, all these ranks are so stupid. You can't pay attention to results too much or to these rankings because in the tournament world there's just so much variance, and some of these American regs are in such a hot run, and like okay, for instance, Dan Coleman. Okay, if I win one tournament for $17 million, should I be in a call named top 10 player in the world right now? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but how else can you decide who's good and who's bad in poker? You decide by results, right? How can you?
I don't really believe that. If I see fellow Hellmuth at my table three betting hands like 6-4 offsuit, or free betting 7-9 offsuit less than three times the big blind, I can clearly mathematically prove that is a losing play. And I see so many mistakes these guys do that are not like mathematically proven to be correct strategies. That it's clear that our German crew is far ahead of these ancient guys in the circuit.
I see. Well, I guess it must have worked for him in the past because he has like 15 bracelets at the moment, I believe. So I don't know. Maybe the poker changed a lot, and it's obviously changing every day. But yeah, he has the results to prove his name, and very interesting. How will he perform in the near future if it's still working or not? But yeah, you're mentioning a lot of your German crew. Maybe you want to give some shout outs or to share who are these guys from your crew, and yeah, who are they?
Obviously, these guys are like some of the best in the world right now. No surprise, they are my main swaps in the tournaments. So Christian Christner, of course, Siegfried, Schlubenhabel, und Friedrich Schlorheimer. So all these guys, my German crew that I hang out with. Shout out to the guys.
I see. And you talked about swaps. I'm interested. What's your strategy on your own action in these high roller tournaments? Because a lot of the time, guys don't have 100% of the action of their own, I guess.
100% would be like just ridiculous, Obviously, I play poker for money. It's the most important thing to me. So I'm on the conservative side of things, and I don't do stupid risks or do like some degenerate stuff as all these casino guys used to do back in the day. And now I try to have at least like 2% of myself in the tournament. Usually it's between like 2-5%, and sometimes if I'm just forget some swaps or something, sometimes end up having 0% of my action in the tournaments. But yeah, that just happens.
That's how it goes sometimes.
That's the tournament world.
Well, people in poker world are not the most responsible people in the world, I would say, from my experience. So maybe that happens from time to time, I believe. And yeah, swaps, you were saying. Oh, people in the chat are wondering and asking for you to tell us a story about headphone story. Is there any headphone story?
Yeah, so it's a kind of funny story. We tend to joke around about that. One day on my free time, what I like to do is to gather the crew, some German young wizards at my place, and we order some food delivery, do a LAN party. Maybe play some tournaments or pee or solve some hands. And my friend Friedrich accidentally called my headphones 3-bet frequency calculator. And since then, it became the name for the headphones. So, that's pretty pretty funny.
I see. Well, people understand funny things differently, and I guess that's how Germans understand it. And yeah, that's cool. That there are so many different people in the world. And you were mentioning that you play only for money, and maybe you bought something very special with the money you have won, or you have big plans in the future. What you're gonna do with the money that you won, and you're gonna win some more in the future, of course.
Yeah, I mean, all the titles, the fame, I don't want any of that. I don't want attention. I don't really like people, to be honest. When I'm in a live tournament, I just try to put my free bet frequency calculator on, just to distract myself from all the noise. People are talking, it's disgusting. So basically, of course, I play for the money. And I have some goals with the money. I bought some stuff. It's like some cool mouse pads and a nice monitor for the grind station and like a gamer chair, a really good gamer chair. And in the future, my goal is, to have more, obviously, of my tournament action, maybe like even like 7 or 9% or 10%. So big goals ahead, working hard. Yeah.
Big plans in the near future, I hope, for you. And well, the most player, I believe, is that you get to travel all around the world and see all these amazing places like Monaco, Melbourne, Las Vegas, even Macau, like stuff like that. I'm interested. What do you do on these trips? And you must have some amazing stories from there. What's your favorite things to do?
Like, to be completely honest, I really hate traveling. I really do, because all the luggage dragging, all the flights, it's so tiring. And those places are pretty terrible. Like Poker Circuit is in Las Vegas, in Macau. There's nothing to do there. You just play tournaments, and the rest of the time is pretty miserable. You're just in the hotel room. That's it. I mean, sometimes, of course, you go to like a nice restaurant, and that's really nice. You spend time with the crew or with some other young wizards, exchange some spreadsheets about beer solver spots, or do some nice swaps. That's amazing, of course. But I don't really. I like staying alone at home at my computer. It's all the programs that I need. All the software is here, and there's some nice food delivery in the city. So yeah.
I live in Vegas. You mentioned Vegas for quite some time right now, and we have a lot of amazing pool parties and just nightclubs. You have good nightlife, like all kinds of different activities. Like you could go play basketball every day and stuff like that. Maybe if you would try that, maybe you would say that there is more stuff to do. There is some more things to explore, and maybe you would like that. What do you think about that?
I'm really not a sports or party person. I thought about that for quite a while, but actually I did some like solving, some calculation. I think it's minus a V for me to be doing that. My equity in like a poker tournament, or just scrolling through hands on my iPad, is way higher than participating in all these like nonsense activities. So I kind of feel like wasting time doing that. So I'm more like a stay inside person. I don't really like socializing very much.
Well, what can I say? We all have our preferences, and yeah, you earn all the money in the world, so you can definitely choose what to do with it.
Sorry, Jimmy. Is there anything else you need to ask me? Because I kind of really need to bounce already. My one of the crew guys, Friedrich, is texting me. He really wants to look through some poker shares action on some swaps. So If you really need to ask me something, it's okay. I have like a few minutes, but other than that, I will have to bounce already.
Well, actually, if you really need to bounce, that's okay. I think we asked some very nice questions and we had a good conversation. You shared your wisdom with people in the chat. And yeah, just thanks for being here. And best of luck in your near future in the high rollers. And
Thanks
via
for having me.
solving
I
all the
appreciate it,
problems.
Jimmy. It's been a pleasure.
Same here.
Bye bye.
Take care.